storm hits, you want to make sure your car is ready. And you know who can help us with that this morning? Vic Fowles has some tips on winterizing your ride.
Yeah, I can help you indirectly. I can't help you directly.
We need help.
You're the man. You can help us.
I know who to hook you up with. My new friend, Kitty Walters. Kitty from Lakes Area Auto Experts. You know, winter's here, and obviously we can take our car for granted in the winter with all the salt that gets on the road that you guys were talking about, all the conditions. So right now, in a short amount of time, we're going to get you updated so everything is all right. Kenny, one of the big things, salt. It's all over the place during the winter. How serious is this, and how can we protect our car?
It is it's a very serious thing, especially in our state and in the northern states. Rust corrosion happens under the car, and if you plan on keeping a car for any period of time, you want to make sure you wash it constantly. You want to get yourself a car wash card if you can. Go once, twice, 3 times a day if you can.
That's a lot.
Well, if it's really snowy out like last year, I've gone through the car wash 2 times a day because you drive around all day, you get it cleaned, and you get more salt on it.
So the salt really can start to corrode and cause that many problems?
The salt will corrode the brake lines and the fuel lines, and then at any given point you're going to make a stop in an intersection, your brakes are gone, you're going through the intersection, and you can have major problems.
So you're obviously dealing with some of these situations with people bringing in vehicles, aren't you?
Yeah, most of them are being towed in because they were scared and they had no brakes, and they bring it in. And that time is the time that the car is already so far in that you're spending thousands of dollars.
Well, we've got the hood up. What about the inside of the car, the battery? Because that's where it all starts.
The car takes a beating in the winter, even brand new cars like this 2014. So you have to make sure everything is good. The charging system is the most important thing on the car as far as keeping everything running properly. Everything today runs off the car. There's about 14 computers in here, so you got to make sure you have good voltage, good amps in the battery. Make sure the cold cranking amps are the proper amount in the battery. Unfortunately, on newer cars, everything's covered, so you can't see what the amperage is, so you have to test it often. Okay? So electrical system on a newer car is going to last a couple years, but every year it should be tested before the winter to make sure you have a properly charging battery, an alternator that's doing the job for you, the belt for the alternator that keeps it running properly.
So you can test it yourself, or do you need to take it to a dealership?
You don't need to take it to a dealership. Any local auto parts store or auto repair facility like ours will have these type of testers. It's a 5-minute test, and we'll be able to know if your battery and your charging system is set for the winter.
What about the tires?
Tires? You know how it is slipping and sliding. Not much snow out here this morning, but when I left, it was sliding. Tires like this, we just took these off a car on Friday. These little dots right here in the line is the wear indicator. This tire is shot. That is completely worn. If you tried to go into the snow in this, you're going to be done. So what you can do is take a quarter or a penny, and you can stick the quarter in on the head side down and stick it in so you can see how much tread you have. If you can see the top of his head, you have worn out tires.
Yep, my people have told me that one is too. And before we get you out of here, can we talk about what you want to have inside the car as well?
We can do that. Over here, if you happen to unfortunately get stuck on the road, obviously you're going to get cold relatively quick. So, want a pair of gloves. Want a nice warm hat. You want to have some flares in case so people can see you if it's dark out. A flashlight for yourself so you can get around if it's dark. And most important, first aid kit.
I guess you can't take anything for granted, huh?
Can't take anything for granted. If you do happen to get stuck electrically, it's a good idea to keep a jump box in your car. This will get you started if that's the problem, and also you can be the hero and help somebody else out on the road.
So do you find yourself finding people or talking to people who really aren't prepared for the things that you're telling us that we need to be prepared for?
Most of the people don't change anything in their car. They just go from spring to summer to fall to winter. Don't do anything except their oil changes. You have to take your car in for normal maintenance once in a while. Get it checked out once or twice a year. Just bring it in, get a full inspection, find out what's wrong with it. It's like going to the doctor and getting a physical.
If anybody joined this interview now, obviously, can they get in contact with you? And if so, how would they do that?
Yes, they can contact us at 248-668-1200, or they can reach us on the web at www.lakesareaauto.com.
Kenny, thanks so much. I won't tell you what I do or don't have in my vehicle, but I think everybody learned a little bit. Guys, I told you I could set you up with somebody who knows what's going on.
Yeah, pointing out all the things that are missing from my car, right?
Yeah, exactly.
My car's going to be giving me an attitude for a month now after that. Thanks a lot.
Buy me some gifts. Get in, right? Yeah. All right.